Hi, good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you are. I am Inemisa Graham, and I'm here to take you through a strength and conditioning workout. So this workout is going to be in two parts. We're going to have 2 strength exercises, then a 20-minute conditioning EMOM, which is going to be an every minute on the minute workout that I will show you. So the first part, our strength part, are single leg deadlifts and push-ups. So your options, you can do everything in this workout, you can do completely body weight, or if you have weights and you want to add more of a challenge by adding more resistance, then grab your weights. I have my weights here, I have some dumbbells, I have a kettlebell, I have a barbell. So I'll show you the single leg deadlifts. First here, we're going to have our body weight option. So 2 options, we can either do a staggered stance. So that would be, I'm going to start with my left foot forward so that my body weight is going to be mostly in this left leg. My right foot behind, up on my tippy toes, heels raised. A deadlift is a hip hinge. We're going to do a Romanian style deadlift because it's single leg. So we're going to hinge by sending our hips behind us, not by dropping it down and squatting, it's straight back. So when you're doing a deadlift, think of a string on your tailbone and the string is pulling it just straight back. Another way is to use a wall. It's a really good way to practice your hinge. So if you stand about 10 inches or something in front of a wall, and you're going to have your staggered stance, left foot forward, foot completely flat on the ground, right foot behind you, up on your heels. I'm going to send my tailbone straight to the wall behind me. So if I put my hand here, I'm trying to touch my bum to my hand, and so it's hinging, sending your bum back. You don't actually have to touch the wall, but this gets that hinge and where you should be feeling it. I'm feeling it in the dominant leg, in the back of my legs, into my butt. So I'll show you away from the wall, hands by your side, shoulders back, relaxing your ribs down over your hips. Bend that leading foot, leg and just send your hips back, feeling for the pulling in your hamstrings, the muscles in the back of the leg of your supporting leg into your butt. To make that more challenging, take that other leg completely off the ground. Just going to make sure I'm not going to kick the wall. Just going to send that leg back. Send your hips back, coming to wherever the bottom of your hinge is. Again, you should be feeling it in the back of your leg, into your butt. It shouldn't be bothering your lower back. The reason it bothers your lower back is because you relax your shoulders forward, which can make your spine round, your lower back round, and this roundness can bother your lower back. It might also bother your lower back if you're dropping your hips and kind of doing a squat. If this is really challenging for you on one leg, you can do it on 2 feet. Feet on your hips, soft knees. Manage that tailbone straight, pulling it straight back and up. Back and up, I'm coming to tabletop versus tailbone down. Against the wall again. Push your bum straight towards the wall for the hinge. If you want more of a challenge, then you can grab your weights. Dumbbells by your side, kettlebell in front, or barbell. Here's my barbell option. Single leg deadlifts. To close to the wall. And kettlebell option. I only have one. Oh my goodness. I almost smashed my tablet. I'm gonna move that. Single kettlebell. Shoots on the side. Hinge. So either staggered stance, hips straight back, or single leg. Balance there, and then we're going to do push-ups. 3 rounds of push-ups. So your options for push-ups, if you struggle with them, you can start option 1, work on the lowering. So I want you to get into a plank position, bringing your shoulders over your wrists, feet are hip width apart. Your hands can be, your wrists can be directly under your shoulders, or you can make them a bit wider if it's more comfortable. Elbows go back on a push-up. So working on the lowering, I'm going to lower my chest all the way to the ground, keeping my body in that plank position, lowering all the way to the ground. Then drop my my knees, use my knees to push myself back up. So you can, option one, just work on lowering yourself with control. Option two, you can work on raising yourself with control. So you can lower on your knees. From that bottom, lift your knees off the ground and push your body up, keeping your ribs and your hips stacked on top of each other. And option three is a full push-up. So you're going to lower all the way to the ground. I want your chest to touch the ground between each repetition. Push straight up. You can elevate this too. If you're newly postpartum, you're struggling with those three options, you can bring it up to a wall. So push-ups, I want you to put your hands by your side boob. Hands are lined up where your boob would be. Stretch out, come up on your tippy toes, because we're going to keep the same position as we would be on the ground. Again, I want you to lower slowly. So lower for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Push up for 1. Lower for 5. Push straight up. Another option, if the wall is too easy, I'm just going to move over here. You can find an elevated surface that can support your body weight. If this collapses on me, at least it will make a good cutout. Okay, lower your chest to whatever thing you're doing. Slow lower, 5 seconds, push straight up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, push straight up. So those are your options. I'm going to do mine on the floor. This is our strength portion. So for your strength portion, I want you to lower your body slowly, push your body up fast. Those are two. And so then we're going to have an EMOM, but I'm going to start a workout so we can just get some blood flowing and get into our workout mode. I'm just going to set a timer. We're going to do an 8-minute warm-up to begin the workout. The warm-up will cover all of the movements that we're going to do during the workout to prepare our bodies and our minds for what we're doing. Starting with squats, bodyweight squats. So for your squats, your feet are hip width apart or wider. Here are my hips. This is hip width apart for me. I like my squats wider. I'm turning my toes out. The squat is like you're sitting on a seat, on a toilet seat. You know, when you walk up to the toilet, you don't just kind of drop straight down. You push your bum back while you're searching for the seat and you drop at the same time. Hips go back and down together. So 30 seconds of bodyweight squats. Each time, try to drop a little bit lower. This is a time to start bringing that mind to body connection. I want you to be aware of what's going on throughout your whole body. So we're going to incorporate our breath into the squat. So I want you to start at the top. Inhale through your nose slowly as you drop. Exhale to stand. And make loud, obnoxious noises like I am. Because I really want that breath to body connection. When you're exercising, your breathing goes from something passive to something active. I want you to take your hands, you're still squatting. So you're squatting and reaching for the ground. And because it's a squat, I don't want you to drop your chest. This is not a squat. Chest stays up. You don't have to touch the ground, because if you don't have that range of motion, you won't reach the ground. But we're just reaching for it to stretch. Get that stretch in. Now reach for the ground, come up, reach for the sky, see my tippy toes, so I can get that stretch from toes to fingertips. In 10 seconds, I'm going to reach the center, and then stretch to my left. 5 seconds. So now inhale to center, reach for your left side. Inhale to center, exhale, into that reach, and moving with my breath to the right. Gonna move into reverse lunges. A reverse lunge, it's a hip hinge. My hips, I'm gonna follow my leg. So as I step that leg behind, see my hips, they go back too. At the bottom, it's a hip hinge. So I'm not super upright. There's a lean forward there, like with a squat. When you squat, you're not right here. It's a hip hinge. Remember that for your reverse lunges too. Alternating, step back, send your hips back, and send that weight into the back leg. I'm still inhaling down, exhaling up, slow and controlled. With a lunge, if you're struggling with stability, one thing is make sure your feet are stacked under your hips, and as I step back, my feet are still hip width apart. What sometimes people do with the lunge is they narrow, they bring their feet, they stack them behind each other. So now I'm no longer hip width apart, I have one foot in front of the other, it makes that lunge very difficult. I don't have a stability. Feet hip width apart, they stay hip width apart. Another option, if you're struggling with your balance, is to change up your breath. So I cue you to inhale down, exhale up. Another option is to exhale through that full range of motion. So that would look like inhaling at the top, exhaling through the lunge. Inhale at the top, exhale through the lunge. If you're feeling it in your front knee at all, there might be a chance that this is happening. See your knee, might not be extreme, it might be slight, that little collapse inward. You're gonna feel that. So if it's bothering your knee, be mindful of what's happening with this front knee, send it this direction. Away from your body, push the knee out as you stand. This knee goes away from your body. We're gonna do plank walkouts now. So standing, with your feet, your hands beside your feet, walk out into a plank, hold that plank for a count of 2 elephants. 1 elephant, 2 elephant. Then we're gonna walk back up to standing. One elephant, 2 elephant. One elephant, 2 elephant. Now walk out and touch your hips. Touch your hip. Touch your hip. And walk back up to standing. 3 more times. This is time 2. Touch your hip. Touch your hip. Walk back up to standing. Notice I don't rotate with that. So as I'm here, I'm holding my plank, touching my hip. My hips stay parallel to the ground. Don't rotate and touch. I want you to stay here. Touch. Come back. This time, push-ups on the wall, on an elevated surface, or on the floor. Here are my floor ones. Push up, chest to the ground, push back up. Here's another option. Here's another option. Here's another option. Gonna do some curtsy lunges. Feet wider than your hips. Now take one leg, cross it behind the other into an X, drop into your lunge. With the curtsy lunges, see my hip bone? I'm trying to keep them facing forward. I'm not rotating out. Keep your hips forward. Hip bones facing forward and still hinging. Hinge. Next, we're gonna do a deadlift warm up. Stand in front of a wall. Right up against that wall, and then take 1 step forward. Feet hip width apart. You're gonna try and go back in a straight line. Touch that wall. And beside your legs, soft knees. They're not locked out. We're not doing this. Bend your knees, and then push your hips straight back. Send your thumb back your hinges. Another cue with this hinge, your knees, push them away from each other. During most exercises, your knees are social distancing. They're not coming together and kissing each other away. 6 feet apart, send them away from each other as you hinge. I'm going to do some butt kicks, arms out, kick your bum, rotate your hands one direction, change the direction of your arm circles. Last exercise, our standing toe touches. So you're going to kick up your left leg, touch with your right hand, vice versa. Kicking, exhaling with that kick. So you're exhaling, drawing your belly button in to make room for your legs. In 3, 2, 1, and rest. Make sure you have, I should have said this at the beginning, water to hand. Always stay hydrated during your workouts. We're going to start the first part, which is our strength portion. 3 rounds of Romanian deadlifts. So I'll show you all your options. You have body weight, dumbbell, kettlebell, barbell. Romanian deadlifts. So, if you struggle with a hip hinge, use 2 legs. Both feet on the ground, under your hips, toes facing forward. Soft knees, push your bum back. Imagine I'm standing behind you, and I have my hands right here. And I'm just saying, hit my hands with your bum. Send your bum to my hands. The floor doesn't want it. Straight behind you, so your bum to the wall. So option 1, feet under your hips, hands by your side, set it back. Try and inhale slowly down. Exhale sharply up. One more of a challenge, and you have weight to hand. Here's a kettlebell option. Kettlebell. Touching my body the whole time. Take my shoulders, relax them down, back, chest up, soft knees, bum back. Gaze facing forward. My head follows my neck, so I'm not staring at the wall and keeping my head cranked up as I drop. My neck follows the rest of my spine. You can do a barbell. The thing with building strength is if you have weight to grab weight, because strength, you need heavy weights, low reps. If you can do more than about 10 repetitions of this exercise in the 45 seconds, you're working on endurance, not strength. Endurance is good, but just know what you're doing. So that's your both feet on the ground. We have our stagger leg option. I'm going to start the workout because we're already 18 minutes in. In 10 seconds, deadlifts. 2 feet or 1 foot. This is your single leg option. This is your staggered stance option. And start. So I'll show you 45 seconds per side. Have deadlifts. You're trying to get in 6 to 8 repetitions in 45 seconds. This is my third one. We have 27 seconds left, just doing one side. Focus on control and stability. Make sure whichever version that you pick, you can do it with control. You want something that is challenging, but that you are able to do. We're going to rest. Switch sides. 45 seconds per side, then a 45-second rest. Try and get 8 repetitions in, whichever version you're doing. If you have no weight and you find it super easy, slow it down. Go down for 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't even do it talking. 5. Come up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, it's not easy, especially when you're talking through it. We have 7 more seconds. Then you have a 45-second rest. This is your break. I'm going to show you an option with my barbell. You have your round 2 in 26 seconds. Grab some water while you're resting. More seconds. Round 2 of 3 in 3, 2, 1. Start again. Romanian deadlifts. Either 2 feet on the ground or single leg. You might find one leg more challenging than the other because most of us tend to have muscular imbalances, which is a reason why single leg exercises are really good because they help you to become aware of it and address your imbalances. 45-second rest. Then we have one more round of these. Then our next set are push-ups. While you're resting, hydrate. Your body is over 60% water. You need it for every single chemical reaction in your body. When you're doing strength workouts, heavy weights, long rests. If you're doing something where you're doing like 20 reps and your breaks are really short, it's not strength, it's endurance, it's conditioning. Which, like I said, there's a place for it, but just know what you're training. If you want to build muscle size, you need to do strength workouts. The size of your muscles are important because big muscles, your muscles support your bones. So big, strong muscles make your body more supported, make you stronger. And especially for women, every 10 years after age 30, we lose 3% of our muscle mass. And the way to rebuild muscle is by strength training. So you're like, why do people like lifting heavy weights? It's to build muscle. Still have 5 more sessions, I'm taking a break. Switch sides. So, I've seen trainers online say, oh, I don't like to lift heavy weights because I don't want to become bulky, which is such a silly statement because, one, women don't have the same hormonal profile as men, so we can't build muscle the same, and also, you need heavy weights to build muscle, to keep you supported, and you also need heavy weights to build bone density, to stop your bones becoming brittle. About 50% of women over the age of 60 have osteoporosis, which is caused by brittle bones due to a loss of bone density. 3, 2, 1, rest 45 seconds, push-ups next. Brittle bones due to loss of bone density with age. As women enter perimenopause, the 5 to 10 years before menopause, which most women will enter in their mid to late 40s, as your hormones start fluctuating, you can start losing bone density. Estrogen helps you put in on bone density, it helps you build muscle. As those levels start dropping, we start building muscle, we start replenishing our bone density. Push-ups in 10 seconds. You need heavy weightlifting, you need strength training to build your muscle back up. Push-ups. So remember your options. So if you're doing super light weights because you don't want to get bulky, you're not doing yourself any favors. Chest to floor, sharp exhale up. Side of the way. Find your level on the wall, on an elevated surface, on the floor. we'll do that again. So, invest in some weights. You need weights. You can't just do HIIT all the time. You can't just do running all the time. Running is not enough force on your bones to build bone density. So if you're 30 plus and running is all you do for activity, you're not doing yourself any favors. It's great for your heart, great for your lungs, wears down your muscle, does not rebuild your bone density. Balance it out with strength training. 10 seconds to our next set. Slow, lower, quick raise. Or, if you're, unless you're doing this one, quick raise, slow raise. I don't even know what I'm saying. Let's do our push-ups. Quick rise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get your wall options. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Quick up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fast to come up. 12 more seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rest. One more round of 45 seconds. Some push-up teams. I don't want you to do the whole thing on your knees. Push-ups on your knees. Nothing wrong with them. But they work your arms and your chest. Then they do your whole, your core, your midsection. The reason it's more challenging on your toes is because you use more muscle groups. So try and do a full push-up. But if you can't do it on the floor, find an elevated surface. The higher your upper body, the easier it is. The lower your upper body, the harder it is. We have 10 more seconds, one more set of push-ups. Then we'll move on to the conditioning part of our workout. Slow, lower, quick raise. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 30 more seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 15 more seconds. And the reason I want you to get your chest down because 2, 1, rest, 1 minute. I want you guys to work on getting a full range of motion. So a lot of things I see on Instagram is these hard for push-ups. See, you build strength in your body responds to how you exercise, and you build strength in your movements. So doing partial reps, you're only building strength here. You're only building strength here. Get your body all the way to the ground. I'm too tired to do that. Yes, it's harder. That's the point. Do it on an elevated surface. Get your chest on a wall. You're lowering as low as you can on a surface like this. I'm bringing my chest all the way to it. My nipples make contact before I push back up. All the way down, full rep. On the floor, this is why we broke it up. You can work on just lowering, you can work on just the raise. Our conditioning is an EMOM. So that means it is every minute, on the minute, every minute, we're going to do a different exercise. So we have 11 minutes, do it twice. Cycles. 11 sets 2. First part is squats. We're going to do 3 minutes of movement, 1 minute of rest, starting with squats. Body weight or add weights if you have them and you're looking for more of a challenge. We're starting in 7 seconds. I am going to grab my 35-pound kettlebell. 1 minute of squats. So a couple of options for squats. Breathing options. You can inhale down like we're doing in the workout. Exhale up. You can exhale through that full range of motion. And if you struggle with the lowering, you can also squat to a box or a bench, some kind of seat that gets your hips down. Squat to something. There we go, tap, come back up. Squat, tap, stand. Chest up. In 5 seconds, start to lunges. This looks like this. You're starting a race. So, left foot in front, right foot behind it, come down. Hands beside my feet. Leg on your mat, get set, go, stand. And then, other one. See how my hands are outside my feet. All the way down, stand. If you're looking for more of a challenge, come up with your high knee. Or a kick. More seconds. Our next exercise in 10 seconds, plank walkout. So that's when you're going to put your hands beside your feet. 3, 2, 1. Walk out into a plank position. Hold that plank for a count of 1, 2. Walk back to standing. This is our 3rd minute. Then you get a 1 minute break. 15 seconds in. Hold that plank position for 1, 2. Walk back up. When you're here in a plank, think about where your shoulders are. Send them back towards your hips. Don't let them come up and kiss your ears. Be mindful. When you get tired, you might not notice it, you start shrugging. So as you get to that plank position, pull your shoulders back. Hold it for a count of 2 in your head. A slow 1, 2. A 1, 2. Another 1, 2. 2, 1. Rest, 1 minute. Our next minute, mountain climbers. So you're going to be shoulders of your wrists, either slow or fast. Take them elbows, elbows, shoulders. Send them towards your hips. And you're going to bring your knee in, tap, and then back, tap, back. If you're looking for more momentum, you can do the run. Be mindful of your hips. So even as I go quickly, my hips stay parallel to my shoulders. I'm not popping them up. Control. We're starting that in 16 seconds. 1 minute of mountain climbers, 1 minute of glute bridges, and 1 minute of plank hip taps. In 6 seconds. Mountain climbers. So slow. Exhale as my knee comes in. Shoulders towards your hips. If you need to rest, take a rest. This is your workout, 30 seconds left. Glute bridges are next. On your back, the glute bridges in 3, 2, 1. Lying on your back, knees bent, palms facing up. Think about sending your ribs down towards the ground, hips up towards the sky. So like that, I mean, if you relax your ribs, thrust them up, you might notice your belly bends, your back hyperextends. Think about where your rib cage is, push it down. It should not dome out and up. If you want more of a challenge, pulse. Make sure your knees are social distancing, send them away from each other. 2, 1, come back into your plank position. You're going to tap your hips. Shoulders over your wrist, pull your shoulders back towards your hip, tap your hip. Back down, no rotation. Exhale with that tap. If this level is too much for you, drop your knees behind your hips. 30 more seconds. And then you get a 1 minute break after this. Remember, no rotation. I'm not rotating my hips out. They stay parallel to the floor. 3, 2, 1 minute break. Our next exercise are sit-ups. Excuse me. So we're setting up, slow lower. Hands out in front. I'm going to inhale before I begin. Exhale. Tap my tailbone so I can lower myself. Slowly with control. See how I lay down? I don't want your back to just rock back. Control. From the bottom, I'm going to inhale down here. Exhale, throw my hands in front of me. To come back up. Touch your shoelaces. 60 seconds of sit-ups. 60 seconds of donkey kicks. So you're on your hands and your knees. Kicking your heel up towards the ceiling. Followed by 60 seconds of hip thrusts. We're going to start in 5 seconds with our sit-ups. Sitting up on your sit bones, 2 hard bones under your butt cheeks. Arms in front, inhale. To begin, exhale. Draw your belly button in with that exhale. Lower your body with control. Inhale at the bottom, exhale. Throw your body back up. Touch your shoelaces. As I come up too, I'm thinking about pushing my feet into the ground as I come up. Because your feet shouldn't do this. Look up in the air. Push them down into the ground so you have tension throughout your whole body. 30 more seconds. So I'm mindful of what's happening with my belly here. I'm not joining it up, I'm going to push out. I'm exhaling. Join my belly button in towards my spine with that exhale. Inhaling and relaxing. Donkey kicks. So on your hands and knees under your hips, shoulders over your wrists. You're going to take your heel, kick it towards the ceiling. Shoulders towards your hips. Kick that heel up. So my elbows are locked. My back isn't arching. I'm just kicking my heel up to the ceiling until it stops. I don't want you to do this and hyperextend your lower back. I don't want you to round or in and out. It's control. Imagine there's a glass of water on your back. Imagine there's a glass of water, on your back, or a bowl of soup, and you're trying to keep it stable. You don't want it to spill, so don't be bending your elbows. The only thing moving is your heel towards the ceiling. Exhale with that kick. We're going to switch sides in 6 seconds. Other side. Inhale in, exhale, kick. Control, strength and control. Don't let your back arch, don't let your elbows bend. We're 15 seconds in. You're feeling this in your butt, and the back of your legs, not in your lower back. If you're feeling it in your lower back, it's because you're moving it. You're probably doing this. That is a back every single rep versus glutes. Control what's happening with your back. 10 more seconds, then a 1 minute rest. Rest 1 minute. I lie, we don't get a rest. We have hip thrusts. So hip thrust, hands go behind your back, try and get your wrist under your shoulders. You're gonna inhale from the bottom, exhale, and your hips are going up. Hold for 1, 2, up the top. Inhale and drop. 1, 2. Watch your belly the whole time. Exhale, flatten your belly. Inhale and relax. Think about how when you blow air into a balloon, it expands. As you inhale, relax your belly. As you exhale, gently draw that belly button in towards your spine. Gently, not forcefully. 12 seconds left. 6 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Here's your rest. Our next exercise. Oh, we did a whole round. We're going to go from the top. So we got 10 more minutes. Then we'll stretch. And that's a workout. From the top, squats. Squats, plank walkout, starter lunges. We've done it once, so everybody's a pro at the movements now, right? This next 10 minutes is going to be amazing. Tonight, tune in at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, which I think that's 3 Mountain Time. And I think it's a strength workout. I cannot think who's pushing off the top of my head, but check out the holiday trim post. We have 1 week of free workouts with a whole bunch of amazing pre and postnatal fitness trainers, all doing different things. This morning was yoga with Alison Dijon Fitness. I might have got her name wrong, but check it out. It looks really good. Squats. I'm going to be doing it later today. So if you want to change up your squats, you can grab a weight if you have it. Or if you don't have a weight, add a jump. Plyo squats. Jumping is very good for women over 30. We're like, oh, the older we get, we should remove impact. Wrong. Impact builds bone density. Running is not enough. Impact with your bones to build bone density. Jumping is, I'm exhaling with the jump. Try to land with soft feet, lightest feet possible. So instead of this, which sends tons of force through your body. Imagine I'm landing on glass. Don't break the glass. Soft feet. And in your squat. Woo. 8 seconds to plank walkouts. I hope I'm not the only one that is panting. It's always like pressure when you're the trainer, because everyone expects you to find it super easy. But if you're finding the workout super easy, you did not program a workout that was challenging enough for your body. Or you're just not working at your capacity. So if this is easy for you, then you're fitter than I am. Good job. Grab some weight, add some plyometrics. Go slower, not faster. Most movements are more difficult to do when you slow it down, because going slowly involves more control, which involves more strength. Starter lunges. So remember your levels. Lunging, lunge to high knee, lunge to kick. Exhale up. Hips go back. I'm going to stick with level 1 for now. Then we get a 1 minute break. There's 6 minutes left of this workout. We're going to do a 5-minute stretch. And then that's it for our Strength and Conditioning Monday with Mummy Fitness. I'm back on Thursday, New Year's Eve, for a rest. Workout is called Get Lit on New Year's Eve. Get Lit is my weekly class here in Yellowknife at the Racket Club. LIT stands for Low Impact Interval Training. People always confuse with low impact with low intensity. It's a high intensity workout. Low impact just means that you can have completely no jumping at all. It's mostly non-jumping options, but sometimes I'll throw in a bit of impact because it is good to train impact. Not everything has to be impact. And I just got tired of workouts where every cardio aspect was just like star jumps and burpees. And I was so over it. I was like, I'm gonna make a class that is not obsessed with burpees and star jumps. So I made LIT. So you can join me on Thursday to get lit on New Year's Eve. We are starting our mountain climbers in 6 seconds. Hope you feel refreshed. Hope you grab some water. And let's get into it. Shoulders over your wrists and then pull those shoulders back towards your hips. Slow or fast with control. Working on keeping your hips and your shoulders in a straight line. Like there's a glass of water or a bowl of soup. Resting on your back. For 15 seconds in. Every once in a while, remind yourself to relax those shoulders down towards your hips. If you need to rest. This is your workout. The timer's going to go for a minute. But stop when you need to. I'd rather you take 10 seconds off. Get your energy back. Come back and finish it well. Rather than rushing through with sloppy movements, just so you can keep going. 10 more seconds. Two, one. Glutes Bridges. Knees, social distancing. Ribs down, look towards your belly button. And up, down slowly. Hold for 1, 2 at the top, or pulse it. After this, I believe are our hip taps. Don't hold your breath. We have 15 more seconds. Yay! My sister is recording, so if you're commenting, I can't see you unfortunately, but I hope you guys are enjoying the workout. And thank you for joining me. Renegade rows. So if you want a weighted option for that, you have dumbbell or kettlebell. You can row to your hip. Or, no weight, this is our hip tap. With no rotation. If you're rowing, bring that weight to your hip. 30 more seconds. You can also row on your knees. So there's a lot of quarantining, shutdowns happening over the world. So something we can all do now is if you can invest in some weights, 7 more seconds. It's definitely worth doing it. Or resistance bands are a great alternative to free weights. This is our 1 minute rest. We have just 3 minutes left. Sit-ups, donkey kicks, and hip thrusts. 4 minutes left. The donkey kicks are a minute per side. Resistance bands are a great way to add resistance to your workouts. So you can get your strength aspect. Not every workout should be high reps, low weight. You need some high weight, low reps workouts. So we're going to start again in 25 seconds. Sit-ups. As you come, lower yourself with control. So, especially if you're newly postpartum, have diastasis, struggle with just kind of feeling supported in your midsection with sit-ups. It helps to exhale with the movement. So again, I'm going to inhale at the top, then exhale all the way down. And start. Exhale as you level yourself. Inhale at the bottom, exhale as you throw yourself back up. Touch your shoelaces. Your feet, and pushing them into the ground as they come up. Your feet shouldn't be flying up, and you shouldn't have your feet touch off the couch or someone holding your feet during sit-ups. Kind of defeats the purpose. If you struggle getting all the way down, you can just do as much as you can with control. So if you're here and then you lose control, you notice that huge distension, work on this section. You're going to exhale, hold for 1, 2, then come back up. 1, 2, 7 more seconds. I do one-on-one personal training online and in person, so if you struggle with anything, I have a great troubleshooting coach. We can work through strategies, donkey kicks, wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Pull those shoulders back towards your hips, bend knees, kick your heel into the air. Elbows locked, no arching your lower back. Another option for this, I don't know if this dumbbell is too thick. See, you want more intensity, you have a dumbbell, you can put it between your knees, squeeze that dumbbell in, and then kick your heel up. More seconds. You can also do this with a fit loop resistance band. Switch sides. So if you have that dumbbell, really make sure you're squeezing it between your knees. One minute and 45 seconds left in this workout. Then we'll do some stretches and go grab some lunch. A big thing I always have to remind my clients is that muscles need food. After your workouts, you should be eating carbs and protein. Especially with strength training, your muscles need protein. They're 100% protein. You can't build muscle without protein. But your body cannot use protein for energy. It needs carbohydrates to break down the protein. So when you want your big pasta dish, hip thrust. Do it off your strength workout. Your body is loving you for it. You actually have to be in the calories surplus to build muscle. You can't build muscle, a lot of muscle, in a caloric deficit, which means it's very difficult to build muscle and not eat food, be on a diet. The diet industry is very messed up when it comes to fitness as well. More seconds. This is our last 15 seconds of the workout. So I'm going to change up my hand position when my wrists bother me. I just made a fist. 2, 1. Woohoo! And rest. Let's move into our stretches. Stretch after every workout. When you are strength training, you spend all the time contracting muscles. Now I want you to relax them and stretch them out. You know that like you get really like big muscly guys and they're just like like this. They lift heavy weights and they never stretch, and so they're stuck in this contracted position.
When we want a full range of motion, strong muscles are muscles that can move through a full range of motion. They can lengthen and shorten. Let's start our stretching in child pose. I'm going to hold these poses for about 30 seconds, but if I was by myself, I'd hold them for a minute, but we're at 11:56, and I'm trying to be done before noon. So start in child pose. Take your big toes, kiss them, knees apart, then push your hips back. Relax your forehead on the ground. Relax your elbows, and then try and slow down your breathing. So just focus on your breathing now. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Inhale for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, then exhale for 5. Then come up onto your hands and knees. Left hand in the air, turn and reach it. Then bring it through your body, line face it. Then just inhale for 4, exhale for 5. Back to center, other arm up to the air. Bring it through your body, lie and face it, and just focus on your breathing. Back to center, take that left leg forward, get your heel down. Put your hands beside your feet, and then bring your front knee towards your toes while keeping your heel connected to the ground. And if your mobility allows, you can drop to your elbows here. If not, stay up on your palms. So this is how we move the glutes from the front. Again, slow breaths here. Switch sides. Front heel connected, and then let your knee track towards your toes. And just take some breaths. And if you're able, drop a little lower into your forearms. I can't get down on this side. To get into a deeper stretch. And that's why you might notice that with strength training, that you have more control and strength on one side than the other. And when you're stretching, you might notice that you have more flexibility on one side than the other. And once you become aware of that, it's good to try and train balance. I find I'm definitely strong on my left side. I have a tendency of carrying things on my left side. And I have more flexibility. I think on that side too. Knees apart, toes turned out, come down onto your forearm, push your hips straight back. Then we're going to end in a low squat. Come up onto the lowest squat you can hold. So in this squat, I want you to get your heels down on the ground. Use your elbows to push your knees apart and just sit here in a little poopy squat. And take some breaths. If you can't get your heels down and you're like this, then put your hands on the ground in front of you and transfer some of your body weight into your palms, but still use your elbows to push your knees apart to get that inner thigh stretch. And we're just gonna end with 3 deep breaths. So get your heels down, roll your body up slowly. And let's spread my feet apart, inhale through my nose, reach for the ground, 3 breaths. Exhale from my mouth, reach for the sky. And that was our Monday strength and conditioning workout. I'm Emma Graham, and this is at Mummy_Fitness. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you Thursday, New Year's Eve. at 11 a.m. to get lit on New Year's Eve. Have a great rest of your day, and don't forget to tune in. It is 3 p.m. Mountain Time. I believe that's 5 p.m. Eastern for our next live workout.